The weather is terrible today.
Definitely going to be an inside day today. And what better way to spend a day inside than editing, specifically in Premiere? Oh! I just hit 3,000 subscribers. I'm going to drop a video on Friday about that. It happened. Quickly before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Dr. D. He's just hit 2,000 subscribers, so go show him some love. I was going to say try to get him to 2,000 subscribers by Christmas, but that's already happened, so just go show him some love. So back on topic, the first reason I absolutely love Premiere Pro is the contrast slider. I love all of Lumetri Color, but specifically the contrast slider and the warm and cold balancer are just perfect. Final Cut has sort of brought their own version along, but it just doesn't even come close to the quality that Premiere's provides. I can grade S-Log2 so fast with this tool, and it's something that I severely miss whenever I have to use Final Cut Pro. Another thing I love about using Adobe Premiere Pro is that it works seamlessly with the rest of the Adobe Creative Cloud suite. For example, if I want to make a title in After Effects, I can simply drag the project file onto my Premiere Pro timeline, and it works perfectly. Now, I know there are plugins and templates so you can do this with Final Cut, such as M-Titles. I personally use this one whenever I have to use Final Cut, but it's not the same. I don't just do this for the speed, I do it because I love it, and having that option of creating my own title completely from scratch is something really nice. Looks as if the rain stopped, but it's really windy. Look at this wind! Gonna have to have a look at that later. Whew. Following on, another reason why I went back to Premiere, hardware encoding. Now, this is still a fairly new feature on the Adobe side of things. Basically, if you have an Intel processor like I do, it lets you use a tool called QuickSync to really speed up the rendering. I went back, I wanted to try this, and I can confirm that it's amazing. So if you do have an Intel processor, be sure to check that box and watch your render times shrink significantly. Now, moving on to why I switched back to Premiere Pro from Final Cut, from Premiere, from Final Cut, and why in a few months time I'll probably switch back to Final Cut, then Premiere again, then the cycle continues, it's infinite. Now, the reason I do this is so I can stay fluent in all the major editing softwares. This is especially important if you're a professional, as chances are you're gonna be using 2 or more NLEs. This is for a similar reason that I recommend all Premiere and Final Cut users actually learn Avid. I can learn Avid, I know it's horrible to use, but it's 100% worth it. This way, once you get 500 hours of footage dumped on you to edit a documentary, you'll be able to use Avid because chances are you chuck that into Premiere or Final Cut, it'll just keep crashing. Avid's bulletproof, so it's definitely worth learning. Little tangent there, but hopefully it was useful anyway. Now, another reason for doing this is so that if you have to pick up another editing software such as Avid, you'll be able to do it much faster. You'll already have lots of experience and be fluent in 2 NLEs, so picking up a third one won't be impossible. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my workflow in Premiere. It's pretty simple. First of all, I ingest all of the footage and make sure you create a timeline based on the source resolution. Even if you want your final deliverable to be 21:9, there is an extra step in the export which will just make the general editing experience much easier. For example, if you create a 21:9 timeline, you can't use warp stabilizer and loads of these effects are locked off, so make sure that you're using the source resolution. If you do want your final deliverable to be in 21:9, I suggest adding widescreen bars, then there's one more step in export to make it true 21:9. Then I just move on with the edit. I like to use a lot of ripple trims, I have my constant powers, so my audio, I add all my effects. It's pretty simple really. After this, I'll color grade and I'll add extra graphics if I need to. Then I'm pretty much done. Now, as I was saying, with a 21:9 export, there's one extra step just to make your videos look that much more professional. When you're exporting, uncheck match source and set your resolution to 3840 by 1620 if you're shooting 4K, or if you're shooting 1080p, set it to 1920 by 810. And if you check your preview, that's kind of skewed it. To fix this, you need to click on the crop button and then adjust the top and the bottom until it fits perfectly. Before you click that shiny export button though, you need to make sure that you click best render quality, and of course, if you have it, hardware encoding. Then just let Premiere do its thing, and that's it. That's my workflow in Premiere. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like the video. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe. I'm done, and I'll see you next time.
Lyrically I blast back when I smash tracks. Wipe the sweat from on my brow and turn my polo cap back. Like ass catch 'em, I take the beats and I wreck 'em. They talk it down, I'ma check 'em. Ain't touching my beat selection, nah. Been in the hyperbolic time chamber training up. A&Rs are blowing up my phone, but I've been hanging up. We off the shits, purple weed, I call it Prince. Catch me dripping, it's a Tommy Hilfiger or some Ralph Lauren. My mental state is Professor Charles Xavier. They can't hardly lift the mic, but for me that shit is weightless. I was destined for greatness because I put in the work.